Okay, now we're going to focus on stories that help support LGBTQ youth. Seeing and reading a narrative that reflects who you are is powerful and empowering. And that's exactly what genderqueer author and Spokane native Jason June is doing with his new young adult novel called Jay's Gay Agenda, which is actually set right here in Seattle.
I remember just how empty I felt when I was a teen and I couldn't find things that showed gay storylines or queer storylines. I could count on less than 5 fingers the books that I knew about written by gay authors about gay characters. And when teens can see themselves in books, they know that their experience is valid and that what is in their heart isn't quote unquote wrong, just because it's not what they necessarily see the most often doesn't make it not right for them. And when you can show characters that have very similar hearts to teens today, that really just lets them know they're not alone and that they can start to develop their life and their personality and the world around them in the way that they know is so right for them.
That belonging and not being alone is so important, especially at that age. Talk about what you hope readers take away from Jay's Gay Agenda, which is based in Seattle, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So it starts in rural Eastern Washington, just outside of Spokane, Washington, which is where I was born and raised. And I actually lived in a small farming community north of Spokane. But then the bulk of the novel takes place in Seattle, which was the scene of my sort of gay awakening, and it is for Jay as well. What I hope that readers take away is that for queer readers, I hope they see that they're worthy of the rom-com spotlight, that their romance, their lust, their hormones, their dating is just as worthy of celebration as straight teens are. I know that's everywhere where we see sort of the straight sexual awakening and romantic awakening. And I want queer teens to know that they get to have that too. And I want straight readers to know that it's really fun to share the spotlight and that we have this shared humanity. And so many of our experiences, even if our partners are different or our genders might be different, our experiences can be very, very similar. And to be able to connect through that need for love, for relationships, for lust is really a magical thing.
Yeah, that connection is so important. What would Jay say if he saw you being interviewed on TV?
Oh my God, I think Jay would just think it's so wild. Still, little me thinks it's so wild, where something that I kept in the closet for so long until I came out my senior year of high school, I never could have imagined would be sort of the seed of my first novel. And I never could have imagined that I would have a book with the phrase gay agenda in the title. It's just such a celebratory moment. It really hits my heart in the best way that this came out on June 1st, the first day of Pride Month.
I love that the title it's very bold and words are very powerful. And I think a lot of us have a hard time having these discussions because they don't know the right words. For example, I just learned the word genderqueer today, and I wanted to ask if you could kind of help educate us on what that means.
Absolutely. So I identify as genderqueer because I don't see myself as fitting on either side of the gender binary, where being a biological male who must act masculine or a biological female that must act feminine. Those are the ends of the gender binary. And I see myself as sort of in between that, where I was born biologically male, but my overriding energy is femininity. And I use feminine coded words. Like when I'm talking with my girlfriends, I'll say that we're all sisters here together. And I don't mean that ironically. I'm saying that because we're connecting through our feminine spirits, our feminine energy. And so for my gender queerness, it's centering my femme sense of self. But then for so many others, they could have totally different energies. Some of them might be masculine or feminine. Other energies might be certain spirits we don't even have words yet in our common societal language. But using that term genderqueer is just sort of this commonality between us folks that feel like we're not a part of the ends of the gender binary.
Right. It's hard because I think we are all so, hung up on titles sometimes, but it is also necessary in order to help explain something. So I'm really grateful that you explained that to me. How are you celebrating Pride Month this year?
You know, it's still such a strange time at the end of our pandemic, but my favorite sort of like hokey Pride tradition is to just take stock of where I'm at. Like I knew I was queer as young as 3, but I didn't have the terminology to describe that or know how I was different. And then I solidly knew I was gay by the time I was 14 or 15. And then I didn't figure out my gender queerness until I was 32. So I just want everyone to know out there, it's okay if you don't have all the answers about yourself right this very minute, but every Pride, just take stock of where you're at right at that time and celebrate the journey that you've gone on to get to where you're at today, and understand it's okay if the picture's not complete yet, and look forward to the rest of the journey that you're going to have for the rest of your life.